What's up? Andrew Grants here with Greater Goal Athletics. We are here today with Missouri Baptist University elite guard, Brendon Hardy. Brendon, how are you doing today?
Good. How are you, Coach?
Doing good, doing good. Let's just touch on a couple highlights here because I think you're an example of just consistently showing up and getting better. You're getting ready to be a senior at Missouri Baptist this year. And in your time at Missouri Baptist, you were saying you've gone from being a role player your first year to honorable mention, all conference, to second team. And then this past year, you were first team all conference. So steady improvement every single year. Not only that, but you have gone to the national tournament now twice in school history, which prior to that, they'd only done it 2 times ever. Last year, you all were 15-1 for the best conference record in school history, had the longest winning streak in the nation, and you were the first team in 17 years to win both the conference regular season and the conference tournament. Just unbelievable success. So first of all, congratulations on all the success.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I worked with you, we implemented some mental performance strategies whenever I had my time with you. And we had some meetings, some mental performance meetings. And we also did a thing that we call concentration grids. And just tell me a little bit before we jump into exactly what that looked like. Prior to our time together, had you ever really done any in-depth mental performance training like that before?
No, I mean, obviously everybody is exposed to motivational speakers and motivational videos and stuff, but I've never done anything training where I actually had to think of what gets me going, what gets me locked in. And so getting exposed to the different people that you've talked about or your different techniques, and then especially the concentration grids, I have never seen those before. So those, I attribute that. I really like the concentration grids. Those were one of my favorite things that we worked on.
Yeah. So tell me, and working with some athletes, they always are a little hesitant at first. They're like, mental training, how is mental training going to help me make more shots? Or how is mental training going to help my ball handling, or whatever sport it might be? Did you have any reservations about that at first, or kind of I'm not too sure about this?
Yeah. I mean, I always thought I'm going to play how I'm going to play. I'm just going to do my own thing. I work at it. So the work's going to pay off no matter what. But after that, after doing the training, I've just realized that sometimes you just aren't there. Sometimes you're not always locked in exactly how you want to be, especially in college. There's a lot of outside interference. There's just social life. There's classes and stuff. So sometimes just the day before the game, something might have happened and you might not be completely focused on the game. So taking that time before and really taking those techniques into and using them in your favor really helped me know hey, I'm all right. I'm 100% locked in now.
Awesome. So we talk about the concentration grids, and what we did is we used the concentration grids as a mental warm-up. So most people just warm up physically before a game. But we would always do the concentration grids as a way first to warm up our brains, our minds, to get locked in, and then go into our physical routines. Tell me a little bit just about your thoughts with concentration grids, and what were the things that you noticed the more that you started training just concentration grids specifically?
So when we first did them, we obviously got our base time, what we can do, and then and so we were practicing that, and then up to the first game, I did it really good, and so I had a good game, and I remember we went down to Crowley's Ridge and we played, and I didn't have the best secret time, and after the game, I didn't think I played terrible, but you came up to me and you go, your secret time wasn't very good today. I could tell you weren't locked in at the beginning, and I was like, oh gosh. So ever since that, I really kind of made a mental note, okay, well, I can tell if I'm seriously locked in. And I think they actually had if I had a really good game, I could tell I would think back and I was like, wow, I'd had a really good time with my secret,
Yeah.
And I was like, does that really have a correlation, And so that's what kind of made me a believer in them.
Yeah, for sure. What after doing that, how has just understanding the mental side of sports, how has that then helped you? So you went from not really training it to not being sure to then saying, okay, I'm seeing the results. And then the next step is really buying in and understanding the impact of mental performance and mental training. And how has that, obviously, over the last couple of years, you've just consistently gotten better. How has that made you a better player? And then how has that made you, now that you're going to be a senior on a team, that's I won't say high expectations, but you all have high expectations for yourself to go accomplish a lot of things. I don't want to put any expectations on you guys, but you've got a chance to have a really great year this year. So how does that help you as a leader as well, understanding the mental side of sports?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you can be the best athlete, you can be the most skilled person out there, but if you're not mentally right, if you're not locked into what you're doing, you won't make it. I mean, you got to be it's all mental game too. Like you got to be just as skilled mentally as you are physically or skillfully, you know. So I think just like you gotta, like, I don't know, it's like it's almost hard to explain that you just gotta be there almost all the time, you know, and like finding out those different techniques that work for you, or like just like game day routines, like you do your routine to get you mentally ready, you know.
Right.
And like I think those are just really important, and everybody has to find that within themselves of what gets them going, what's going to get them locked in to perform at their best. To perform at their best.
For sure. So with Greater Goal Athletics, you know, what we do is we provide those strategies, just like concentration grids that you use. What would you say to coaches, college athletes, high school coaches, even high school athletes that are maybe not sure about mental performance? They're like, I don't know if that's really what if that's the thing, if they're on the fence. What would you say to them? And just through your experience, with doing just one of the aspects of Greater Goal Athletics, which is the concentration grids, what would you say to them that are on the fence? Is it something that you would recommend?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely recommend it. And I mean, you gotta at least try it, you know. There's obviously going to be people on teams that like they're really struggling with outside interference, you know, or they're just like not there that day, you know. Maybe they're just frustrated over something. So I think that just at least trying different techniques will really help. And I think what you bring to the table, like I think somebody or everybody really needs to like give it an attempt, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I appreciate it, man. And I thank you so much for coming on. I'm excited. Like I said, I know you all have very high expectations this year, and I know you all are going to do great things, and I'm excited to see the success that you have. And you are a great example of somebody that just shows up every day, puts in the work, consistently gets better, and has improved every single year. And I'm just excited now that it's your time to truly, I mean, you've been the team leader for the last 3 years, but to now be the senior leader, and really put your stamp on it. I'm excited about just getting to watch all the things that you guys are going to accomplish this season.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Coach. I'm really excited too.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on, and best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.